We're doing this in collaboration with the well-renowned 20-year-old effort of the Drug Free America Foundation here in St. Petersburg, Florida.
So today we co-partnered with Mark Phillips and his ChurchNet Advantage organization because we found that in coalition work, a lot of times the faith-based community is a voice that's absent. So we wanted to be able to provide this information on prevention and just drug education to different faith leaders in the community so that they can take it back to their congregation and hopefully be a leader in this fight against permissive drug use in our county, our state, and our nation.
I feel that we're in terrible distress in this state. We've just passed an amendment to our Constitution that is going to bring thousands of pot shops right here with our kids, and that children are in grave danger. This workshop is intended to bring together the faith-based community, which we need to bring together because every faith-based organization should be speaking out vociferously to keep our children and our adult population safe from drugs.
I guess the thing that stymies me the most is how states have chosen to ignore the federal laws.
This is the first ignition point for launching a lot of media and promotional activity of this resource throughout Florida, perhaps even nationally.
What's coming on Florida and really over the country is a tsunami of drug-addicted people that for some reason choose to live a zoned-out life. And I can understand why. I want to know why that is. But I think we need to arm ourselves as the body of Christ. I'm a registered nurse also, so the medical system, there's so much misinformation out there that we've got a huge job ahead of us to just simply share what's true. And then they can make up their own minds about what they choose to do or not do about it.
I think that everybody's pretty excited to learn this information. Sometimes it's a little eye-opening and it's a lot to take in. A lot of people aren't aware of all the different drugs that are in our community. They don't recognize the signs and symptoms of drug use. So I think that they're learning a lot here today, and from what I've heard, they're anxious to take it back to their congregations.
They are now seeing some of the first legislative description of things that are coming up against the communities and the citizens of Florida in the new legislation for legalizing medical marijuana. So the realm of knowledge and education is huge for people.
So we as a society, we need to find out what is the reason that kids are turning to this in the first place. We got to get at that reason and put our efforts toward prevention in that arena.
But smoked marijuana is not medicine, and so we're trying to help them to see the bigger picture. And as things start to progress in our counties and in our state, we can help educate them that no, that's not medicine. It's a drug. It can affect your future in a negative way. So just more information on that to educate them.
A lot of times when somebody is abusing drugs and they're part of a church family, the first place they turn to is the church. And a lot of the anecdotal stories we heard is that the church doesn't really have any information to give them, or sometimes the church counselors aren't trained in addiction. So we're hoping that this education will help provide them with resources they can then share with their congregation, but also will have them step up to the plate to be a leader for those families and getting them access to care that they need, different counseling sessions, and maybe having somebody in each church trained in addictions to help these families.
Let me say this last thing. Prevention is like an iceberg. At the top of an iceberg that you can see when you go down an ocean, that's homelessness, addiction, mental illness, all these things that can happen from drugs. But under the iceberg is a lot bigger. So if all we do is treat the problem but never dig deep to prevention, then we're spinning our wheels at the top. So we as a society, we need to find out what is the reason that kids are turning to this in the first place. We got to get at that reason and put our efforts toward prevention in that arena.